Hey, so I want to go over with you some pitfalls of fitness, um, hindrances, things that could get in the way of you either starting or continuing with the healthy lifestyle that you've now decided to live. Now, I'm going to go over some different ones, but today I just wanted to mention one of them. And the one that I want to discuss today is loved ones, friends, family, people that are closest to us. And the thing is everything that we do has a motivator, an initiator, some sort of concept, a belief system that is behind what we do. Everything we do has something behind it. And so much of what we learn is from our loved ones. Much of what we learn also is learned unintentionally. So we get to adulthood and we find that there are these things that are just multiplying in our life or growing out of our life that we don't remember putting in there. And it's because we didn't intentionally put them there. We learned them from our parents and the people that are around us and whatever was allowed to influence us coming up and as we came up to this point or up into this point. And so those are the same things or individuals that can affect or hinder um, us from being able to get healthy and stay healthy. For example, there was a client of mine who they were pretty much larger their entire life. They were larger their entire life. And at this point, there was a friend, and one of their friends, and this individual was smaller in size. And so, with a lot of people, the initial motivator to get healthy is cosmetic. But as you start to continue, as you get a certain length of time into it, if you continue, you'll see, I'm going to say at least about a month into it, that it's not really at all about the cosmetics and your ability to accomplish what it is that you initially wanted to accomplish is more than what you thought it was. And then you begin to see the things that are tied to it. Well, this individual wanted to continue. Things opened up and they wanted to continue to get healthy. The way that they felt, but not just that, the new perspective that they have of themselves, not because of the physical change, but because of the things that they learned about themselves along the way. And the desires that were always there that were now manifesting on the inside of them. And so overall, there was these things, and really, God was working and allowing them to see these things as He does when we allow Him to. And so this changed the dynamics between them. She was no longer the skinny one or the small one, and this other individual was no longer the larger one. And you see, it wasn't about being large, it was everything that motivated the actions behind that produced the fruit of her being quote unquote large. And so that changed the dynamics, and it was a challenge. It really put a rift, a change in the person's mood, because they also realized the power that this individual had, just from making a comment or just from not showing up or from not being there. And at first they were confused, but there had to be a decision that was made, and that happens many times, and in different ways. Sometimes there'll be a point where an individual will think, thinking of one person, they wanted to withdraw from social events. They were like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, how am I going to handle it, but I want to stay healthy. And so there's a whole new way of processing information, because you're realizing that you were processing information yourself, and just the ties and connection that we have with food. It's very commonly used as a means of expressing love. However, the types of foods are not really loving to our health. And so it can really cause a rift, or a reality check for individuals that tend to communicate that way. I mean, if one person is giving something, then the comfort or the positive response that the giver gets is the gift being received. And so if that's your usual way of saying I love you, oh, and then when it's received, the receiver is saying I love you back, well, then when you stop receiving it, like, people can get mad, when you're like, oh, I want to get healthy. Oh, well, you mean you're not going to eat my double fried sugar cake? No, I'm not going to eat it. Well, I've always, and so that can really be an issue. And so that's what I wanted to bring to your attention today, because as you move forward, you're going to see some changes, because for one, you've been operating in this manner for a long time. So you've set up means of communication and connection that maybe you're not aware of. It's not just yourself. You're not just going to change and then it's just going to be in a volume. No, it's going to affect everybody around you. And so that's a positive thing, because then you're able to then start to really see the real you. I've heard people say before, like, you're going to see, like I'm losing myself, like when you lose weight, you're losing yourself, but really you're not. It's like you're revealing yourself. You're revealing the real you. Like when all the extra weight, and weight, not just physical weight, is being removed, then you're able to see more of yourself. We're able to see more of ourselves. And that happens even when it doesn't manifest in excess body weight. When there's a weight or a burden on my mind, on my soul, then that manifests itself in how I relate to other people, no matter what size I am. But if in fact these changes are being made and you're starting to see this, don't be alarmed, because I am giving you a heads up, but just know that you can always do what? Default to God. Like, health is his idea. His body, your body, is his idea. And so he knows the ins and outs. He knows the plan that he has for you. He knows how your health is incorporated in that. He knows that that's the body that he gave you in order to walk out his will for your life. And so always default to the Lord. Like, he'll bring people in, he'll take people out, he'll talk to people on the side for you so they can straighten up. Whatever it might be, it's going to work itself out. You just continue to go in the direction that you need to go, because you know that being healthy and having healthy connection with food and people is something that is going to free you even more in that area. So be encouraged. God's going to help you. Keep going, taking steps forward. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a good day.